March 2013, the Everyone Is Me Global Campaign Director arrived in Uganda to acquaint himself with the activities of Everyone Is Me campaign in Uganda.
I lead the Everyone campaign, which is a Save the Children-led campaign to save the lives of children who die from preventable causes under the age of 5. I'm here this week in Uganda speaking to a huge range of our stakeholders, and I found some really amazing, passionate advocates for saving the lives of mothers and children. There's a very strong need, I think, in Uganda to take on some of the issues that we're looking at globally across the campaign.
On the first day of his trip, he visited Buwenge Health Center 4 in Buwenge town in eastern Uganda. This health center is one of the beneficiaries of the Helping Babies Breathe initiative funded by Save the Children International. This initiative, among other things, trains midwives in resuscitation techniques as well as providing equipment to facilitate health centers in delivering this service to babies so as to reduce child mortality as a result of breathing difficulties. At the health center, Mr. Haynes was given a demonstration of how to resuscitate a baby after delivering by Florence, one of the midwives who has been trained under the Helping Babies Breathe initiative.
So you're training midwives as well as...
Yeah, we attended the HDB, that is Helping the Baby Breathe, and after attending it, they managed to give us these maneuvers to keep on practicing what we did. Great. So we keep on practicing, and I had to carry on a continuous medical education to my fellow midwives who remained behind. So I trained them. So I'm going to carry it out for you.
Yes, great, thank you.
Now, in case I delivered a newborn, I have to have all these at hand. I should have 2 masks. One is smaller than the other. This one, the bigger one, is for a big baby. Then the smaller one is for a preterm baby, in case I got one. Then this is the ambu bag to assist me in ventilating a baby who has failed to breathe, provided I got one who has failed. Then I should have, this is a cap to provide warmth to the head. Then these are my pairs of gloves. Of course, the one I will put on when conducting the delivery. Now my baby has come out. I turn it immediately on the side. I need to circle out this meconium to prevent it from swelling and heading it in the lungs. So I suck from the side. I first press this from out. Then I put it aside. I suck from the side, not direct. I suck as well as I push it. Maybe in the receiver I have it. I suck. I suck. Now I again try to look at it. It is already well breathing, which means it is a good baby. The meconium is over and it is breathing well. So I dry it very fast because it is in the already wet sheet, but I had to do it very fast, not in order to inhale it. Then I dry my baby very fast. I again put in another dry sheet. I put it in another dry sheet, wrap it very well. I forget the cap. Now mothers unusually appear with them. I have to put this cap to make this head very warm. I put it, then I wrap it, separate the cord. I give the baby to the mother, skin to skin.
Skin to skin.
Yeah. Then, if possible, it can even be put on the breast. This can help me then in the placenta separation. Then after that, mother is having the baby skin to skin. This is my mother too. She has been my sister. And then I deliver the placenta.
After the demonstration, the global director was given a quick tour of the facility. On day 2 of the visit, the global director was hosted to a dinner organized by Save the Children International in Uganda. At the dinner, a cross-section of decision-makers and partners from government, private sector, press, and NGOs were well represented. This was a good opportunity for Mr. Haynes to get to know the various campaign partners and to appeal to them to keep steadfast in the cause to reduce early mother and infant mortality in Uganda.
Thank you all for coming. It's been a real pleasure and a rare pleasure to come to a place where there's already so much happening. So often I'll look at our Everyone campaign and think, what can we do to get it started? But it's already here, it's already happening, and all of you are part of that. I think that's really exciting. Everyone's got a good story to tell, and I wanted to start by telling the story of Florence, a midwife that I met in a clinic in Ginger yesterday. She's been trained through our Helping Babies Breathe work on how to resuscitate children. She literally is there saving lives. It can be done. Florence wanted to tell us about everything she's achieving. She also wanted to tell us about the mothers that she meets every day, that she'd kind of like to be able to divide a mother in the process of giving birth, one who's just given birth and yet has to have them both in the same room. About the equipment that she's got, and sometimes it's enough and sometimes it's not enough. And she wanted to tell us that her commitment to saving lives was just absolutely there and concrete and solid, and I think each one of us should remember every single day and recognise the role that these health workers play. It's amazing what they do. So everyone's got a good story to tell. It's also struck me that everyone's got a bad story to tell as well. I'm sure, sadly, each of you know a mother who's lost their life in childbirth. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a relative, and I think that's a tragedy. Or maybe a baby who was lost, a life that could have been saved, but wasn't. So everyone's got a bad story to tell. But I think there's some basic things that we can do, and I think we've got the right people sat around this table who can do something about it. So I don't want to speak too much about me, but I just want to reflect back those stories to you. Everyone's told me that there's a need for a really strong coalition that just focuses on one thing. And actually what we're trying to do is a little bit of everything. And my first reflection is prioritise. Pick the topic and do it. Get it done. And it will show it's possible. The second reflection I see is actually, this was a good conversation earlier about the HIV/AIDS campaign. This is a shocking issue, and we should talk about it every day. Whether we work in the media, whether we work in the ministry, whether we work in an NGO, we should be talking about the fact that in Uganda, every single day, 16 mothers needlessly die in childbirth. Needlessly die. There's no inevitability here, and yet, as was put to me, if there was a Matatu crash and 60 people died, that's news. And yet this is happening every day. So how do we make this news? How do we get the outrage that's needed about it? And how do we come together as a group and offer the solution? Because that's the other thing, we actually do have the solution. And I think there's a really powerful message that needs to come together, and I hope that this isn't a conversation, I hope this is the start of some action. So here's my last ask, which is I want every one of you, by the end of this meal and all the conversations you have, to go back to that piece of paper there and write down one thing you're going to do tomorrow to save children's lives. Now each of you's got the power to do that. But I'd love to have that commitment, and I'd like to have that as the start of this refresh of the campaign. And these people got together and they said, here's one thing I'll do. So that's everything from me. I hope you agree with my challenge for you all, and I look forward to seeing that list about what you're going to do to help save children's lives, and to help really, which what I think is totally possible from what I've seen, end preventable deaths of children under the age of 5 in a generation.